When Harry Met Sally.
You go.
What are you doing, Zach?
Me? It's early in the morning.
When Harry Met Sally, the perfect real estate transaction, what it looks like, how you can have one for you. Stay tuned. We'll talk about it now.
And we're live. Good morning, everyone. You liked it that time, didn't you, Mark?
So professional.
So professional. So today we're chatting about when Harry met Sally, what a great real estate relationship and transaction kind of looks like, and running over some of the highlights of the year of some great clients we've met so far, because we're already nearly at the tail end of October. The year's closing out.
Incredible. It's incredible. It's incredible.
It is. So, yeah, do you want to kick us off, Mark?
Yeah, so I basically just wanted to talk about the best clients that you've had, Zach, for 2021, what that looked like, the result that was achieved, and what the perfect sale should look like for someone that's selling their property. It should not be painful. It should not be stressful. It should be fun. And this particular transaction, when Harry met Sally, it was cool. So Zach, we got called in. These guys said, "Hey, we just got your letter about your property down the road that you sold. We thought it would be a good idea. Just thought about it today. Can you come and see us today?" How did it go?
Well, that's it. So to paint the perfect picture, I just sat down at our lunchroom. I just opened up my Zinger box on a Saturday arvo. I was ready to crack into it. And I get a call, and it's just like, "Hey, Zach, we just got your letter, and we were thinking about maybe kind of our options and bringing our property on the market." And I was like, "Sweet, I'll see you in a couple of hours. Hey, Mark, you free?" Yep. We ran over. We checked out their property in Manlyvale, and it was just a really breezy conversation. We lost about an hour and a half of our day just having a chat about all things real estate and local property. They were looking for a bit of an upsize. They didn't know if their house suited them anymore. We popped back over 2 hours later with the perfect proposal and ran them through the whole process.
And how the family was involved as well. So the kids, sat at the dining table, listening, learning. One of their daughters' boyfriend decided to sit in on our meeting as well, and I thought that was their son because he was so involved. And you know what? It was just such a. How does a client make a real estate agent feel that comfortable, and how does a real estate agent make a client feel that comfortable? I don't know, but it was certainly a good match from get-go. Hey,
100%. It was a great feeling from the start. Like everyone just felt at ease. Like sometimes you walk into a presentation and you almost feel like you've got to stand up stiff, proper, spread your shoulders. But I walked in and it was just a relaxed feeling throughout. And that's what the home gave off, that kind of vibe as well. It was one of those homes where you walked straight in and you felt loved. You could tell they had a very strong kind of family unity, and they made everyone feel welcome in that home. And as the process went on, they relaxed and opened up to us as well, and it just became this fluid and fun process.
And even their Groodle, which was looked like a medium-sized horse, even their Groodle was cool. Yeah. So we sat there, we went through the business, we explained what we did, and they pretty much went, "Yeah, let's do this." And they looked at each other sort of virtually on the spot, and we're good to go.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we sat down, we presented at 6 p.m. on Saturday night, and we had a signed agreement by midday on Sunday. So that's just how it all went at the start. But it wasn't more of a forced speed thing. It was more they had immediate trust from Mark and myself, presenting kind of a very open and honest front, and just being genuine with them from the start. And they trusted us almost immediately. And from there, it was just very fun.
So what else? Morning, Michelle. what else consists of a perfect real estate transaction? So it was just a great relationship. It was a lovely property. And then what happened?
And then what happened is we started the marketing and everything, and we took on the owner's advice as well throughout the campaign to an extent. We ran it as a bit of an investment because it was a unique home, that home in 22 Park. So it was more of a combined front. We took some of the owner's feedback in. They trusted us on our marketing expertise. So everyone was happy and everyone was proud with the advert that was put out there. And then dealing with the buyers, they knew that we were being as genuine with the buyers as we were with them, and they trusted us the whole way through. So as Luke says, like, relationships and trust are a very big thing in making the whole process a lot more fun and enjoyable.
And then you tried to burn their house down.
It wasn't on purpose. So I actually spoke with the owner after this, and he's done it a few times as well. So the wick on the candle's meant to have a 3-hour life. And as I was leaving, I've blown into it. I've seen the flame go out. I've closed the door. I've left. Owners have come home 2 hours later to the smoke alarm's gone off. And they're like, oh, maybe it's the tenant in the granny flat. They burnt some toast. The tenant in the granny flat they spoke to, and they'd said, oh, maybe the owners have burnt some toast. I don't know what's going on. And so the owners have finally rushed in the house, and the candle glass container has actually exploded, and all the wax was on fire.
But they still love you.
They still love me because I swear I blew that candle out.
So anyway, and you replaced the table as well, even though they didn't want you to.
They refused against it. So you know how you mentioned the girlfriend, the daughter had a boyfriend. Since then, he's actually started work with us at Novak. I got him to do some spy work and find out all the branding of the table that I had set alight. And we went on a bit of a mission on Wednesday, picked up the table and drove it up to their new place to replace it.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Now, before we finish off, Zach, like, they had a lot of fun. This is something that is normally a really stressful transaction for clients. There, it's a shit fight. They had a lot of fun as sellers. We had a lot of fun as agents, for the sellers. The buyer is over the moon. The property is now transacted. They've sold for a massive price for the local area, an absolutely huge price. What are the markers? How can someone create that when they're selling? How can they create that relationship? How can they create that successful result? How can they, how can they make a sometimes stressful experience a fun experience?
I think it's all a combination of a couple of things. I think when it comes to achieving a successful result and making the process a bit easier and having the owners trust you a bit more, because when they trust you, they give you almost a little bit of leeway to do more creative stuff and have a bit of fun yourself. And that all comes down to your knowledge of the local market and how comfortable they are with representing their property in that local market. Because we just come off the back of quite a big sale for the area. I'm pretty sure it's the most expensive house per square metre for Manly Vale. So they already had trust in us for knowing that local market. We ran the process there, and they saw that it did achieve quite a big and successful outcome. So they trusted us from the start. If you may be walking into a presentation, you don't have that immediate click, it's best just to almost relax yourself. It's almost a fine line between too relaxed and too formal. So I feel like there's that nice medium in between where, I don't know, sometimes as myself, I do call myself an Aussie. I get a bit too relaxed with the words I use and the way I portray myself. But I feel like if you have a bit of fun with it and you open yourself up at the start, the owners in time will open up and have a bit of fun with you. And it gets the whole process really smoothly, especially if they've already got that trust in you because they know, hey, he's just trying to make this a bit easier for us.
Something that reminded me also, Zach, in what you were saying was what I found, and as a real estate agent is, and you and I had this conversation, you may remember, I think people I think older people, not these guys are in their 40s. They're a lovely couple, and I think sometimes people see themselves in their agent, or and particularly when they were younger, or they see their kids in their agent, and they think. So when I was in my 20s as a real estate agent, I did an amazing amount of business for people that just wanted to support a young, hardworking guy, because you remind me of my nephew, or you remind me of my kid, or whatever. And I found that these guys also invested their trust in you, because they infectiously, liked you and wanted you to get the business, and naturally got along with you as well. But for your biggest asset that you've actually got, it's an enormous amount of trust that these guys have. But it's an interesting insight, I reckon, because you see young real estate agents do very, very, very well, and you're like, they don't even have 20 years experience. They don't need it, because they've got hustle, hard work, and then they've got their clients' trust.
Yeah, which is a big
and
thing.
I think also have been guided.
Yeah, well, they've usually got great leadership. It is where the young kids usually get it from. But another big thing, like similar to when you were in your 20s and you started working around here, it's the young kids that have grown up in the area who have confidence and pride in the areas they're selling in as well. So I was a local kid.
Good point.
I grew up at 102 Oaks Avenue, so I feel at home in DY and the Northern Beaches. But I feel like maybe if you were younger coming down from the Central Coast, you might have a bit of a harder time almost. Like, I don't want to – maybe you come down here and you fall straight into it. But normally you take a natural sense of pride in the area you grow up in, and that natural pride breeds confidence, and that confidence breeds trust. So it's almost like a domino effect from there.
And that's well put, man. I love that. And I think a lot of people coming to the area don't have that. So that's a commodity also that you can help with people, because there's people that are coming from out of the area. You're just so confident and love it so much. You're like, yeah, you should buy these.
Yeah. Well, exactly. I've watched the changes that have happened in the local suburbs, like Manly Vale, having that Beeline shop front put in. Even the new Woolies being built next to the new Cocoa Republic build at the back of there, because my nana worked at Harvey Norman in Balgowlah. So I was always around that commercial area. Even watching Civic Video now be a 380 apartment block complex on the corner of Pittwater Road and Howard Avenue. Like, it's just been crazy changes. Even in my kind of 25 years in the local area, I can only imagine what it would look like if you double it.
Nuts. Zach, thank you very much for today, and I hope we've helped someone out there when Harry met Sally. And that's and what an amazing deal or engagement of clients and transaction you had with these guys. It was a pleasure to be part of.
Yeah, it was a great experience from the call received up until going to their place with exchange contracts. It was just a great experience from start to end.
Congrats, everyone, and everyone have a great day today. Thank you, Zach.
Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your day.
See you guys.